All right, doing something a little different here. This is usually something I do on my own, like on my quiet time. I'm a fan of sports cars. I'm a fan of sports cars. I like watching their reveals and stuff like that. I'm more of a Corvette person than anything. I've always loved Corvettes since I was maybe 13. Always love Corvette. Corvette is always number one. But I am a fan of Porsche, Lambo, like different. I love sports cars, supercars, and all that. And so in my quiet time, if there's ever a new one releases, I like watching the reveal. And I did not watch. I missed it. It's about 13 days now, but the new Porsche 911 has been revealed, and I didn't watch it yet. So I was like, you know what? Let's watch it together. And if you like cars, let me know in the comments what's your favorite. Um, yeah, what's your favorite? Mine, like I said, is Corvette since a teenager. So let me know what's yours in the comments below. But I was like, let me watch this with y'all. And we could chill and let me know what you think about it. I'm going to let y'all know my thoughts as I watch this as well. I'm no car mastermind, meaning I know every little thing, details when it comes to cars. I can't fix cars, nothing like that. I'm more of the enjoyer. I like watching it and looking at it, riding and all that other stuff. But like fixing cars and stuff, no, that's my brother-in-law. So that's not me. But at the same time, this stuff is made for me. I can go to shows, car shows, and I will sit there and enjoy myself. I've never been to one. I would love to be invited to one day. But yeah, this is something I do in my quiet time. But let me do it with y'all this time. So let's go ahead and look at the new Porsche 911.
Once again, the 911 is reinventing itself.
It was a very big treat for the whole engineering team.
So it's a hybrid just to boost performance?
I'm really curious to see how this tech is going to compare.
Wow, I'm going to race the next Formula One driver.
This makes me think, is that the Porsche they showed in the new Bad Boys movie? He was riding a Porsche. I wonder if it was this new one.
Welcome to the world premiere of the new Porsche 911 in Stuttgart. Since its birth, the Porsche 911 has caused a sensation by reinventing itself and repeatedly setting new standards for sports cars with technical innovations, but at the same time, remain true to itself. Now today, I have quite the few special treats for you. Iconic cars, as well as great guests, fascinating tech, and not forgetting nail-biting race action. But first up, we will be talking to Frank Moser, who is the man responsible behind the two-door sports cars at Porsche.
Iconic. Yes. Most definitely. I've always loved Porsches. Come to think of it, there's not really one sports car I'm thinking about that's on the top of my head that I don't like. It's just now of which one and what's number 10. What's number 1 and what's number 10.
Frank, the 911, the icon of the brand. How big of a challenge was it for you to take it to the next level?
It's always a huge challenge because we need to bridge the gap between shaping the future of the 911 and maintaining as much as possible of the unique DNA.
Personally, I'm very excited to see what you've done.
Here it is, the new 911 Carrera Cabriolet.
Let's see it. And for those who say it looks the same, hey, nothing wrong with that. You don't want to change what's already amazing. For the most part, it's just going to be the features that they change, but the car itself, it looks beautiful. It needs to stay the same.
Now, the first thing that strikes me when I look at the car, there's only one main headlight. And correct me if I'm wrong, no more side lights on the front bumper.
Overall, on the front end, we are going for a more modern and cleaner look. The main highlight there is the new HD Matrix headlight. For the first time, with one of our two-door sports cars, you can choose the HD Matrix headlights with 32,000 individually controlled LEDs.
Excuse me.
I'm a fan of this. The rear end light bar,
Beautiful.
It's new, right?
Yes. The LED arc runs seamlessly from the one side to the other without interruption.
It seems bolder, wider to me, and overall, yes, subtle, but important changes when it comes to the iconic design. The interior, it's modern, even a little futuristic.
The first feature you can see is the new 12.6-inch curved digital display. You can choose from 7 different screens. It's a complete new driver experience.
And you know what? I couldn't miss this. The start button. It's just like in the Porsche GT race cars.
And of course, it's on the left
I don't
side
think that
next
was in
to
the
the
previous one.
steering
We
wheel.
have the
And the
GPS
mode
right there on
switch
the
comes
screen.
as standard
You
now,
usually
even
had it,
in
if I
the
remember correctly.
911
Wasn't it on the
Carrera.
right?
We're actually making a lot of features standard that
That
used
classic
to be
one
optional.
back
Let's
there,
talk some numbers.
that will always be
Steering
the
wheel.
best in my
And the
opinion.
mode switch comes as standard now, even in the 911 Carrera. We're actually making
That one right there is what got me to love Porsche. That black one you see in the background, that right there is what got me to love the Porsche.
a lot of features standard that used to be optional.
But let's talk some numbers. I know a lot of people buy this car because of its performance.
Yes. The flat six twin turbo engine is a little stronger than before. We've gone through 394 horses and 450 Newton meters of torque. And with more engine power, bigger brakes are useful. And so we increased the size of the discs.
The 911 Carrera Cabriolet, it's an absolute highlight. New technologies have continuously defined the milestones of this iconic sports car. Well, today, we're going to add another technological masterpiece to this impressive lineup. These cars embody technological innovations. It seemed controversial at the time, but really, looking back, it proved the foresight of Porsche engineering. Tell us more.
This is where the 911 story begins, back in the 60s. Instead of further developing the 356,
Oh wow, I didn't know that was the
decided to
first
construct a
one. I didn't know
completely new
that,
car.
so it's
An
funny. That's the
innovation
one that
with
got me into
130
it. Was the
horsepower.
actual first Porsche.
Incredible power for the time.
Well, that's creating an icon to be, right? I mean, this really set the bar for sports cars and their
Yeah, I
performance
still
levels.
love that car. I mean, the new ones obviously are amazing, but that's where it all started for me with the 911.
Our first water-cooled 911 from 1997. This technology allowed for a more efficient cooling, and Porsche was able to meet higher emission standards. This car has at least 300 horsepower.
I think that's the one. Wasn't that the one in the first Bad Boys that Mike
But
Lowry
to
was
some,
driving?
going water-cooled, it was blasphemous, wasn't it?
I think
But still,
so.
this car is an essential stepping stone to the 911 success story.
Absolutely anything we do is driven by the desire to deliver in terms of performance.
And now it's time to add another milestone.
Oh, don't tell me they doing all black showcase here. That's my favorite when it comes to sports car. I want it all black. The wheel, everything. Obviously, depending on what state you live in. Okay, that's still nice.
This is it. The new 911
Obviously, what state you
Carrera
live in, you can't have your
GTS.
windows tinted, but
Beautiful.
still.
I
Outside
mean,
of that,
what
I
a
like
way to
everything
present
black.
The car. She's great, but quite different from the car we saw just now.
That's because the GTS features active aerodynamics. You can see the 10 vertical adjustable flaps here at the front. And look at the wheels.
Beautiful.
The wheels have the typical GTS central locking system.
And the inside, it looks more sporty.
Absolutely. It's the typical GTS interior with race tags and the contrast stitchings.
I've heard that it's a hybrid car now. Doesn't that add too much additional weight to a sports car?
No, absolutely not. It's a very special hybrid, focused on performance.
I've been a mixed
maximum
bag when it
boost,
comes to
and
hybrid
only very
with these
little
sports
additional
cars.
weight.
What is the secret
But it's not
behind
a
it?
bad
We
selling
wanted the
factor for me. It's
solution
not,
that really
but it's not
enhances-
something I'm looking for. If it's in the car, then I'll take it. But it's not something like you. Is it hybrid? I never thought it would go to the sports cars, but it would make sense. I understand why they're doing it, but that wasn't a selling point for me. If I got a car, it had to have hybrid in it.
performance while keeping the weight down, all while changing the architecture as little as possible, so we can stay true to the character of the 911.
And how did you do it?
In the rear, there's the absolutely new, powerful flat six attached to the PDK, which now has an integrated electric motor. In the front, we have a compact high-voltage battery. And
I like how
finally,
they showcasing this.
there's an electric motor in the turbocharger,
I was
and
gonna make
that
sure I'm not
makes it
covering it.
magic.
All right.
So the hybrid system's not meant to extend the range of driving, but to boost performance. So what's the power output of the whole system?
The 911 Carrera GTS has a whopping 541 horsepower, 61 horsepower more than the previous car. It delivers 610 Newton meter of torque and has a top speed of 312 kilometers per hour. And most importantly, The weight of the car is 1,595 kilograms. That means only 50 kilo more than before.
Those are some impressive numbers, but I want to know more about the hybrid.
Thomas Brandl is one of our masterminds behind that drivetrain system. He will give you all the details.
Hi, Thomas.
Hi, Claire.
Well, tell me,
You know
the
what's funny?
911 Carrera GT.
One thing certain people in my life hate about me is that I always say, if I get a supercar or a sports car, don't expect me to race it. I'm driving the speed limit. So one thing to know about me, I get called Mr. Goody Two Shoes. Whatever. I don't take it as an insult because I stay in the speed limit or I go above the speed limit where the law requires. Like, you know, they say at some stage you go 5 or 10 over. That's it. And a friend of mine was like, so even if you had a sports car, supercar, 911 or something, you ain't going to test out that power? I'm like, no. They was like, really? I'm like, personally, my insurance is low. I have never been pulled over, got a ticket by the police, never been in an accident, and not looking to get one. And personally, too, I've seen and heard some deaths from just trying to be a daredevil out there on the field. And it ain't worth it to me. I like these cars for obviously the design. I love sports cars for what it is. If I want to race with it, maybe I'll go to like one of them track fields where they allow you to do it. But just driving on the freeway, first off, I'm not selfish. I'm not just thinking about myself. There's other people on the road. I always want to make sure of that. And please, if you have these cars, please, follow the speed limit or whatever the law says you go over with the speed limit. Don't try to push it. There's other people on the road. So find a track field or somewhere you can do that and, whatever. But that's just me. My friends since I was young, I've always said that. They're like, Mr. Goody Two Shoes. I'm like, just because I want to follow the rules, okay, whatever. But yeah, that's something to know if I ever get these cars. You will
It's
not
a
be seeing me
hybrid
going
now.
100
What
on
did
a
you do?
65-mile-an-hour
Essential
zone.
innovation is the electric turbocharger on the flat 6 engine. It can do two different things. It delivers compressed air immediately to the engine to reduce the turbo lag to a minimum. And second, it recovers heat energy out of the exhaust gas to add even more power to the drivetrain.
Does that mean as a driver I have to activate it?
Not at all. The system reacts to throttle and brake only. You can visualize it like a puzzle with the flat 6 engine and the electric turbocharger, the E-motor in the PDK, and the high-performance battery in the front. When the control
Oh, they're
units
explaining
put
the hybrid. I'm
piece
sorry.
together,
I'm like, wait, what's part of this?
What you get is a
What
very
part of
exciting
the
drive.
showcase is this? But this
So
is the
it
hybrid.
automatically shuttles through the combinations depending on how I put my foot down.
Exactly. When you need more power, the system reacts within split seconds, giving you more boost and torque fill up to 150 Newton meter for a faster and better acceleration. Of course, we can do mechanical recuperation when the car is slowing down or braking. And my favorite feature is the high performance feature, when you use the turbocharger to release extra energy running on full throttle or even on top speed. So even in this operating state, the turbocharger is able to recover energy, to put it on the E-motor, and if necessary, the battery joins in to put even more energy, releasing all the 541 horses.
Thomas, that sounds like some amazing precision engineering. Thank you for that deep dive. But I've promised everyone for some race action. Unfortunately, we do have Matt Watson and a
here we
certain
go.
former
This is what I
Formula
wanna
One
see.
driver and sports car world champion who are going to line up the
I like how they did
911
this
Carrera
showcase.
GTS and go head-to-head with its predecessor. Thomas, how do you think this will go?
Let me put it this way, the data doesn't lie.
Spoken like a true engineer. Well, let's take a look and see how this goes.
I'm super excited because I'm sat on a runway in the brand new 911 Carrera GTS, and next to me is the previous generation 911 Carrera GTS. And we're going to have a drag race to see how their performance compares over the standing quarter mile. So to give the previous generation model a fighting chance, we've got someone to drive that car who has a bit of experience in racing and racing Porsches in particular. Let's go over to him. Hey Mark, how you doing?
Very good, mate. Very good.
So, what do you think is going to happen here? Have you got a chance?
I'm born ready, but I'm a bit nervous about what you're in. Looks quick.
And so you should be. So, well, let's see how this plays out, right? Yeah, you've got plenty of experience, but so have I. And obviously, it's all going to be down to skill and nothing to do with the cars at all or the new technology. It's going to have everything to do with it.
Yeah, well, you need a lot of talent to drive in a straight line, mate,
scratch the
so
bum.
you're well versed in that. You're well versed in that.
Yeah, let's see who can press the accelerator the hardest. Come on.
3, 2, 1, go.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, yes! Come on! Wow! That hooked up.
Did they explain? Did I miss how the part where they say how fast it goes
what do you think about
from
my
0 to
driving
60?
skills?
I do
Like how
like
many
your
seconds?
anticipation, son.
And what we're
I
gonna
don't
do
think
now
they
is have a
explained that
rolling
yet.
race over the half mile. So we'll do a roll on in second gear from 50 kilometres an hour. Are you ready?
Let's go, Matt. Sounds good. Everything's ready here.
Okay, come on then. Let's get into second, get to 50. Right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. Whoa!
Come on.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, I love that sound in
I'm
the car.
loving this. How is that for you, Mark?
Man,
It was
Porsche
wonderful
called me.
for
I would love to try these cars out like that.
Yeah. I can't match you, mate. Need a little bit more throaty bottom end.
Well, that was fun. I'll tell you what, though.
I wouldn't care. I'll take either
data
one of them.
Doesn't lie.
Oh, Frank, I didn't expect that the hybrid system would have that much of an impact on the quarter mile.
That's simply testament to how good the new T-hybrid drivetrain is.
Well, I was going to say, a drag race, it's nice, but how does it perform on a track when you combine acceleration with lateral performance?
Of course, we put all our cars on the test track, and the Nürburgring Nordschleife is one of our preferred test tracks. So we put Jörg behind the wheel. Have a look.
With the hybridization, the response feels almost like that of a naturally aspirated engine. You step on the gas and it accelerates immediately, which is what you want as a driver, especially on the racetrack. The work that the engineers in Weissach accomplish is impressive. What they achieve from generation to generation is a real pleasure as a driver.
Frank, that GTS badge is well deserved. What a spectacular time.
It is 8.7 seconds faster than the predecessor. And to bring all the power to the road, we optimized the chassis. We also increased the size of the rear tires to 315 mils.
But there was a wing on the car, right?
You're absolutely right. That was the optional aero kit.
And what about the suspension?
The refined sports suspension and the rear wheel steering that comes as standard now contribute immensely to the optimized performance of the car.
And if I'm not wrong, you also drove the car?
I drove the car several times during development.
I was about to say, I'm pretty sure he drove it.
It's an absolute blast.
Man, that's beautiful. I've never driven a 911 before. I would love just to test drive it.
It looks like the new Porsche 911 will be in a league of icons. Fresher on the outside and on the inside, way more digital. The performance, well, the new T-Hybrid, it is innovative, powerful, and a real game changer in typical Porsche fashion. Now, if you want
Personally, I would
to
take
know
that
more
gray one.
information, you can head on
Which one
over
would y'all
to
take,
the
the gray
Porsche
or the red?
newsroom, or you can configure your very own coupe, cabriolet, or targa. Thank you for watching. That is all. Goodbye from Stuttgart.
All right, so wait, it says it's got 2 more minutes left, but they just gonna showcase. I want to see. I'm cool with just watching the showcase of the cars. Oh no. Let's let it play. But yeah, what color would you ride if you had this or any sports car? What color is like the go-to? Like how I said, all black is for me.
Hey, listen, mate. I mean, I think it's only fair I get to go in the new car. Come on, please.
All right. Okay, I'm not going to make it easy for him. Let's just move the seat into a really awkward position because I know he's quite tall.
I would not care. Let me drive any one of them.
There you go. Good luck. Good luck.
Thank you. Thank you. He's even shut the door on me. Oh, what a gentleman. Thank you. Thank you.
How tall is
Come
he?
on,
You
start
say
the
you
race,
mentioned that he
start
was
the
tall. I'm
race. Come on,
6'3", so I
come on,
wonder.
legs cannot get in. What a
For someone like
combo.
me,
3, 2,
wait, hold on.
1.
Someone that's 6'3", how it would feel. That's why I was curious. I was hoping he would say actually how tall he is.
Oh no! Oh my God!
What do you say, 8.7 seconds faster?
I think I've just been found out. You just took off. I had no chance. This is quick. Like, this is quick, but that is wow.
This is hooked up and departed.
All right, is that it? Porsche, the 911. Let me know in the comments what you feel about it. And again, let me know what's your favorite sports car and supercar as well. All right, I'll check y'all later. See ya. Shout out to Porsche. I'll put the original video in the link below. In the description below, excuse me.